So let's bring in our political panel now. Democratic strategist and former Biden campaign surrogate Kevin Walling, and the former chairman of the House Oversight Committee, Fox News contributor Jason Chaffetz. Good to see you both. Thank you so much for being here this Thursday evening. Jason, let me come to you first. On the January 6th report, that is the final version of which has just been released, should we be done with looking backwards now? Is it time for Democrats and everyone else, frankly, to look forwards?
Yeah, I think it speaks volumes that they released this on the Thursday night late. I mean, like 10 p.m.-ish, right before Christmas. Look, I don't think there's really any new material at this point. I think it's still a sham, the way they did it. The idea that Republicans couldn't appoint people and ask questions that they wanted to see answered. I thought, having read the report, having actually written and issued reports myself when I was in the House, I mean, Nancy Pelosi should have been one of the subjects of the investigation, and yet she wrote the foreword. And so it's kind of comical that they put this out. I don't think there's any new material. I don't think anything will really come of it, sadly.
Kevin, is it time to move on?
Well, Jonathan, I think, we've seen, and now we're still unpacking this voluminous work from the House of Representatives Select Committee. They've turned over all of those records to the Department of Justice that will make prosecutorial decisions going forward involving the former president, some of his key agents. But certainly I think we still have some more questions and answers in terms of the direction of the Department of Justice with these records. You have a very aggressive special counsel combing through these records, subpoenaing individuals, members of the House and Senate as we speak. So I think the process is still going to continue on as it plays out.
All right, we shall see. Something that certainly isn't going away in 2023 is the crisis on the border. I want you both to listen here to Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer speaking about that today. Listen.
I think the Biden administration realizes it has to come up with a real plan for the border that's not just punitive or health-oriented. You know, Title 42 has no consequences. So you cross the border, you push back on the other side, and the same people cross over and over again. It's not a comprehensive plan that's ever going to work. And so the Biden administration's coming up with one.
So, Jason, they're coming up with a plan. It seems like they've had an awfully long time to come up with a plan. When do you think we'll get to hear it?
Yeah, Joe Biden's been in office for 2 years. The White House keeps telling us nothing's broken down there, but even Chuck Schumer is now admitting that the place is broken. You know what? Why don't we start with enforcing the current law? Because if you don't come in at a port of entry, you're supposed to be, under the current law, you're supposed to be detained, you could be fined, incarcerated, and deported. That is what the current law is. Why can't we do that?
Kevin, it does seem like a no-brainer. Clearly, there is a crisis on the border. I don't think anybody is really denying that now. Why have we not seen a plan from the president?
Well, it's a good question, Jonathan. And listen, I think what you saw from Leader Schumer, just in the remarks that you made, he acknowledges that it's a crisis. I've been saying for as long as I've been on with Jason that it's been a crisis at the border and that we need to surge resources. I'm hopeful seeing additional funds, especially for processing these migrants, more funding for the judicial system that processes these migrants as part of this omnibus, $800 million more to hire more agents, more funding for DHS and border security. We can try and get a handle on this. But it is a crisis, and it's not just laid at the feet of the Biden administration. Congress also needs to act. The fact that we haven't seen any kind of comprehensive immigration reform since Ronald Reagan was president of the United States, I think is a real problem that also Congress needs to address. And maybe we'll see it with the Republican House and a Democratic Senate.
All right, very quickly, guys, I want you to listen here to President Biden, part of his Christmas message. Listen to this.
Our politics has gotten so angry, so mean, so partisan. And too often we see each other as enemies, not as neighbors, as Democrats and Republicans, not as fellow Americans.
All right, in that spirit, Kevin, what is your Christmas message to Republicans?
My Christmas message starts at home. I just got engaged to a Republican. So to me, bipartisanship starts at home. And I wish everyone a very Merry Christmas watching Fox News.
That is wonderful. Congratulations to you. Jason, what's your
Thank you,
Christmas
Jonathan.
message to Democrats?
Well, Kevin, congratulations. Like, Kevin's a good guy. We disagree on a lot of issues, but, you know, if we had people that came to the table and would have the kind of attitude and approach that Kevin has, we'd go a lot further. But, hey, congratulations on the engagement, and, you know, Merry Christmas. You know, we have a lot of problems and challenges, but the United States of America, it's still the greatest country on the face of the planet. We still figure these things out.
Amen.
That is for
And we always
sure.
have it. Amen.
Jason and Kevin, you are both great guys. Merry Christmas to both of you.